Before we begin, hit that subscribe button, tap the bell, and drop a like if you've ever been home alone and thought you heard your phone ring from another room. Tonight's story isn't just creepy, it's based on something that actually happened. My name's Laura. I clean houses for a living, not the glamorous kind of cleaning you see on YouTube where people light candles and make TikToks about it. Real cleaning. Baseboards. Bathrooms. The kind of work that leaves bleach burns on your knuckles and makes your back ache by the end of the day. Most of my clients are regular people. Retirees. Young couples. Sometimes wealthy families with more rooms than they know what to do with. You learn a lot about people when you clean their homes. Their habits. Their secrets. The things they think no one sees. But there was one house, the one on Ridgeway Lane, that I'll never forget. Because what I found there made me quit cleaning forever. It was a Tuesday morning, early April, the kind of damp spring day where the air smells like rain but the sun hasn't decided to show up yet. My client, Mrs. Ellison, had just moved into the place. She was a real estate agent who'd bought the property cheap after the previous owner died. She wanted it deep cleaned before moving in her furniture. When I arrived, the house was half empty, just a few boxes, a folding chair, and a thick layer of dust. The air smelled stale, like it hadn't been opened in years. "Just the basics," she said, handing me the key. "Floors, bathroom, walls, windows. I'll be back around 4. It was a big place, old, built in the 60s. Narrow hallways. Low ceilings. Every room had a window that looked out into the woods. You could almost feel the quiet pressing against the glass. I started in the kitchen, humming to myself, vacuuming cobwebs from the corners. There was nothing unusual at first. But when I moved upstairs to the master bedroom, something immediately felt off. It was colder. The air didn't move right. And the walls. The walls seemed thicker than they should be. I finished dusting, then crouched to pull the bed away from the wall to vacuum behind it. That's when I saw it, a small, black shape wedged between the baseboard and the dresser leg. At first, I thought it was a remote or a toy. But when I pulled it free, my fingers went cold. It was a phone, one of those cheap prepaid burners, covered in dust and grime. I held it up to the light. The battery symbol blinked faintly red, but the screen didn't turn on. I set it aside on the dresser and went back to cleaning. About an hour later, I heard it. A sound so faint I thought I imagined it at first. Buzz, buzz, buzz. The phone. It was vibrating. I froze. No one else was in the house. Mrs. Ellison had left hours ago. But the phone kept buzzing over and over, like someone was calling and refusing to hang up. Finally, I picked it up. The screen flickered on for the first time. Unknown caller. My thumb hovered over answer. Then it stopped ringing. Silence filled the room again. Until I heard something else. Click. The unmistakable sound of a camera shutter. I turned toward the window, thinking maybe a branch had scraped the glass. But nothing was there. The air in the room suddenly felt heavier, like someone had been standing there moments ago. The phone buzzed again. A notification this time. One new voicemail. I don't know why I pressed play. Maybe curiosity. Maybe stupidity. But the second I did, I wished I hadn't. The message started with a sound of breathing. Slow, shallow, right against the mic. Then a faint whisper. "She's back." And then a thud, like something falling. The message ended. I stared at the phone, my skin crawling. And then it started playing again. "She's back." Thud. "She's back." Thud. Over and over, like the voicemail was stuck in a loop. I dropped the phone onto the dresser and backed out of the room. The moment my foot hit the hallway floor, another sound came, this time from inside the wall. Tap, tap, tap. It came from behind the plaster, following my movement as I walked. I told myself it was pipes. Old houses make noises. But deep down, I didn't believe that. I grabbed my things, deciding to finish downstairs, but when I reached the bottom of the staircase, I stopped. The front door, the one I'd locked behind me, was open about 6 inches. "Hello?" I called out. Nothing. Just the faint creak of the door swaying on its hinges. I stepped closer and closed it firmly. The moment it latched, I heard something upstairs. A footstep. Then another. I froze, holding my breath. The sound was slow, deliberate, coming down the hallway toward the stairs. I grabbed the nearest thing I could, a mop handle, and pressed myself against the wall. The steps stopped. The silence that followed was worse than any sound. Then, from upstairs. Buzz, buzz, buzz. The phone again. But this time, it wasn't on the dresser. The sound was coming from the hallway vent. I stared at it in disbelief. The same phone, somehow, was now inside the vent, vibrating like it was stuck there. My brain was spinning. I hadn't moved it. I hadn't even gone back up there. Something else had. I forced myself to climb the stairs again, every creak of the wood echoing through the empty house. When I reached the top, the air felt colder, heavier. The vent cover in the hallway was slightly ajar, screws half loose. I knelt down and shined my phone's flashlight inside. There was something glinting deep within the duct. Not just the phone. Another one. 2 identical burner phones, wires trailing from their backs like veins. One of them buzzed again, lighting up the narrow vent with its faint screen. Unknown caller. I couldn't look away. The call connected by itself. And then I heard it. Not through the phone speaker, but behind me. A man's voice, soft, whispering the same words I'd heard in the voicemail. "She's back." I spun around. No one there. The phone in the vent lit up again, brighter this time, flickering like a dying candle. And then, for just a second, I saw it reflected on the wall. A face. Pale. Hollow. Watching me through the vent. I screamed and fell backward, hitting the wall hard enough to shake dust from the ceiling. When I looked again, the vent was empty. The phones were gone. I bolted out of that house so fast I left half my cleaning supplies behind. I called Mrs. Ellison from my car, voice shaking, trying to explain. She didn't believe me at first, until I sent her a photo I'd taken of the vent, showing the loose screws and the scratch marks around the edge, like someone had pried it open from the inside. She called me back that night. Her voice was different, shaky, quiet. "You said you found a phone?" "Yes," I told her. 2 of them. "Why?" Her breath hitched. "The police found one too, in the crawl space. When the previous owner died, they thought it was just old wiring. But now, they're saying there might have been cameras hidden in the walls." I didn't sleep that night. I couldn't. Because sometime after midnight, my phone lit up on the nightstand. Unknown caller. I didn't answer. But I swear I heard it anyway, through the speaker, faint and crackling. "She's back. If you made it to the end, type 'I'm still awake.' And before you go, hit subscribe, tap the bell, and like this video. Because next time you clean a room alone, you might not be the only one listening."